Okay. Randy, I'll get, well, let's just go ahead. Need something.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and
Because
get
it won't take,
You know, I'm not going to take much of your time. I know you got
take us on.
you have a busy schedule. First of all, I want to thank you, Joe, and guys, for letting me here again today. Well, I basically just wanted to kind of just brush up on a couple of things that have been mentioned today. First of all, we are still in pretty good shape on our membership plan we have now. You know, we're EVAC. We do membership. We do the membership because it lets everyone share the financial burden. Question was asked a while ago, about no other services being here. If we move forward on the membership program here, if we can put X amount of chocolate on the ground within 15 to 20 minutes. Johnny here himself has seen that happen. Anytime that we can't put a chopper on this ground, one of these other companies will be called. That's the way we operate. Patient comes first.
True.
Not the dollar, the patient. We've done proving that. I think we've been doing business with you a little over 2 years. I think in that length of time, you know who we are, you know what we stand for, and I know we've flown Johnny out. Membership program, if we fly you and you're a member, it does pay 100%. Matter of fact, I was going to bring a couple of people today to speak, and I didn't, but they did give me the okay to go ahead and speak for them. One lady here works for First National Bank. Her name's Lisa Smith. She had a situation. She needed to go to Lexington. They told her she didn't have to fly, but she was in a lot of pain, and she said, I'm a member, and I want to fly. They did fly her. Her insurance paid $6,000 of a bill, almost $30,000. It cost her $0 out of pocket. Membership paid the rest. Lady works at the nursing home, daughter had a car wreck. When the EMS and these ground crews roll up and there's a car wreck going on, they're going to do what they think is best for the patient. If they think they need to go to Lexington, UK, Louisville, Knoxville, wherever, they're going to load them and they're going to fly them. We flew her out. She got to Lexington. They told her probably didn't have to be flown. She had no health insurance, none at all. The accident, to my knowledge, ended up being her fault. She had a $32,000 bill. Her mother called me a few weeks after that and thanked me. She said, I don't know how to ever repay you. She said, that membership covered 100% of her flight. What I'm telling you folks is people who is in your backyard. These is your neighbors, these are your friends, these is your family. Yeah. I'm not here to give you a big sales pitch. Been doing business with you 2 years. You know who I am, you know who Brian is, you know who EVAC is. We just like to move forward and get this thing resolved and get this thing moved forward and offer something back to the people of Clay County.
Sure.
That's pretty much all I've got to say today. And I don't think, unless Brian has something.
Well, thank you.
Randy, I know how to go about it, but just out of curiosity, because I know a lot of people watch it on TV. Where would you go about getting your membership, and how much does your membership cost?
Well, I do a membership. I sell memberships, but what we're wanting to do is it's a county site membership plan. It covers the residents of Clay County. We've talked about that. I'm going to end it with that and let you all decide what you would like to do. But I appreciate your time, appreciate your business, and I thank you.
Randy, how about, say we take this membership plan with you all. Y'all can't get another helicopter here, and Methods has to come. Now,
They'll be called. I don't like to use this, but we had a situation that happened a few months back, and we had to fly 2 people out bright early one morning, about 7 o'clock, roughly in that neighborhood. They said they needed 2 helicopters. I recall that morning answering that complaint, being there. They called Brian. Brian himself picked up the phone, called the dispatch. The dispatch said, you need to get a second chopper. You need to call London, Methods or PHI. Folks, the bottom line is we're sitting here in Clay County. We're the closest available helicopter. If we're not here, we're going to get somebody that's going to come fly that patient out. Okay. Life is more important than dollars or anything else.
Is it mandatory you have to use the closest helicopter available? If you go to the hospital and say, I went with a massive heart attack.
That would be a question Brian could probably answer correctly. I think that it is, but I'd rather Brian probably answer that.
I don't know, mandatory, probably not. Again, it falls back on who the the hospital or whomever wants to use for patient care, obviously. You know, it's the right thing to do. And, you know, and every time we're going to call the closest aircraft. You know, and we have 5 or 6 other aircraft we can put in here in 30 minutes or so, but at the same time, if I get the call and there's 2 needed, I'll send mine. If our methods or PHIs, the next closest, that'll be the second call. I mean, because, you know, the right thing to do is the right thing to do. You know, if it's my family, your family, you know.
But who makes that decision at the hospital?
I have no idea.
Hospital wants to fly somebody out, and they make the call. Who do they call first?
That's what I'm.
I don't know. I can answer that question. I don't know.
Do you all know?
No, I do not. That's up to the facility.
That's up to the physician. It's the referring physician that makes that decision. That's a law. That's based on EMTALA, which is the Emergency Medical Transport and Labor Act. That's who is legally responsible until that patient gets to the receiving facility, is the referring physician. So whatever physician is taking care of you at Manchester or whatever hospital, that's the guy that's responsible for you until you reach the other facility, if you're transferred out.
I'll end this with this. I'm not here to say anything bad about any company. Our company's professional. Our method's professional. PHI, I'm sure, is professional. They're all professional. That's what they do. I'm just here to offer something back to the county is what I'm asking for. Back to the county residents to help them when they get flown. The fact of the matter is, there are more being flown each and every day. And I'm sure as we go on, there'll be more be flown. That's just the way times are. And I think it would be something good to offer back to you people of Clay County. They need help. Anybody got questions?
Any questions? I don't have any.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Randy. Yeah. Well, we probably do this one right here while we at it, and I'll back up to my to start there when it says old business. That's when Randy spoke. What was it, a year ago, we did buy membership for the county employees. And as far as I know, they still covered. And that's, right now, it's time that we need to either review or, you know, drop that. And what we want to do. This other thing, I think we still need to, as we said a while ago, we need to make sure before we make any move on anything, and make sure people's covered and in the best way possible. And we still can do that one. But our membership, the one thing I had here that we got here, coverage for the county employees for the air EVAC, we want to renew that coverage or not.
How long we got on that, Randy?
This month, and we're in good shape.
Probably at the end of the month here. I was thinking.
We gotta wait a minute. We need to move on something.
Is it legal for us to bid that out, Clay?
Yep. It's always legal to bid it out.
I think we need to make a motion to bid it out between EVAC Methods and HRA or whoever that is to get on with the program, and everybody's professional.
They're not offering a bid. She's offering
Insurance.
insurance. They're just explaining to us, you know.
You get down to the insurance part, the insurance we got, it don't help either one of us. It helps the working people of this county and the people with insurance. It really helps. Because I've been flown out with both of them. I paid $9,400 with one, and I paid nothing with the other.
I would say this, the thing that I thought about trying to think of it, and sometimes I guess I may be slow when it comes to this insurance business, is, and I'm just using the word, you bid it out, and then are you just going to use that one all the time? Or you still use both the other two services also?
You can never just use one
No,
service.
you can't
No,
control
you can't
that.
use one service.
Well,
No, you can't,
that,
yeah.
when you say bid out, it sounds like that's what you're doing, though.
Well, one has to
That's
be
what-
first, another has to back
Yeah.
them up. That's what
Okay.
these two need to do.
Right, that's what's going on there.
Our methods or our EVAC need to back each other up.
Well, it sounds like we need to sit down and get them across the table from each other and work something out that way. Because, I mean, when you say bid out, what we've been used to doing, and I know what we did, you know, we bid out for the gravels, and we bid out, we use one company. And I guess that's what my thinking,
But one
we want to
company
make
would
sure
never
that everybody's
work, you know
covered.
what
Because
I'm
we got 3 helicopter services in here, and as far as I know right now, it's done a real good job for everybody. And I just don't want to put no one in no place that it puts us in a bind for anyone.
I don't think you'd be allowed to do that, no way. I mean, you can't control the emergency management
Yeah.
in the
No.
county.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just want to
I think
make
I
sure
was
when you
saying-
say that word here, when you say that word bid out, you know, like we did with the drill steel and all that.
What them boys are
Yeah.
selling is something for the county, if the county's interested in buying it,
Yeah,
is what that might do.
yeah.
If you want me to, I'll try to clarify it for you as bad as I hate to. I mean, I don't know exactly, I can't remember. But the county has in force now an agreement, and if I go off somewhere, you tell me, with that company, our EVAC, and that covers county employees. Okay. Now, they also, and that is less than $20,000. That's a small charge. Joe, do you happen to know about what it is per year?
That's $6,400
Per year.
per year.
See, you don't have to bid that out
Yeah.
because it's not an expenditure of $20,000 or more.
Yeah.
Now, and I guess that's still in effect, and the question here on the agenda seems to be, is it time to renew, and are you going to renew, and that's up to the court. I think then our EVAC approached the court, and I was on vacation, but I did read the minutes, it was provided to me by the clerk, on a possible larger scale operation where the county would pay X number of dollars, I believe it was $50,000. The city would pay X number of dollars, I don't recall, 5 or 10,000, and the Board of Education would pay a certain amount. And if all of those contingencies came together, then they would provide the service to, I guess, every living soul in the county. Now, since then, after I read those minutes, and after I discussed it with my assistant county attorney, Clint Harris, who was at the meeting when I was not here, I was getting training actually. I think a man's old me wouldn't need training, but they make me do it anyhow. But anyway, I reviewed the law and the proposal, and I said, this has to be bid out. The proposal they're making, we cannot do. It would be illegal. We cannot spend $20,000 on any service of any kind, except for those that are specifically outlined under the law. And I have that law on my desk, but we have reviewed it, and this is not one of the exceptions. So in any event, so we're back to the bid out. Then I think when word got out that there was such a proposal being considered, and the court is trying to consider such a thing, I mean, if it could happen, that would be wonderful. If the court could afford it, if the county could afford it, whichever one, that would be able to obtain the bid would obtain the bid. And I don't know of the interworkings, but I know that these people are flown out by whomever, whatever agency it is, on a regular basis, because I live on the hill across from the hospital, and sometimes I think I'm in Vietnam, I know there's a lot of fly activity, there's no question about it. And I have a lot of dog problems in my yard too, by the way. But in any event, back to this situation, then the other company got wind of this possibility, so they wanted to come in and make their presentation. I think is what it amounted to. And Rebecca, who's been a friend of mine for a long, long time, as have these good gentlemen, called and asked if she could, how that would be accomplished. And I said, oh, our court is very lenient about allowing people to have their word. And so they came, I think, to the last meeting when I was here, and they made a short presentation. Randy deferred, and then they made their formal presentation, or I guess formal, of what they can and cannot do, and then the insurance, how it's involved. And so that's where we are. We are on a limited scale. You could allow this company to tell you, you could decide what to do, but if you want to renew the contract with them, that's fine if the court wants to do that, because it's not an expenditure of more than $20,000. That's how we were approached the first time. And I feel certain that, I think I was on the board at the hospital for over 20 years. And I thank the good Lord that I've never had to be flown out, but I'm sure glad that somebody was there when Brother Johnny needed flying out, and anybody else for that matter. I think that the hospital under law must do what the law says. And I do think that the having to, I guess, I was so sick at the time that I think I finally was able to get my loved one's attention and say, please, get me out of here. When I was but it didn't have to fly out. It was just a regular ambulance. But I was taken to another location. But the doctor was in charge. The doctor made the call. And I do remember the doctor coming and saying, I can get you in here, A or B. Which one do you want? And I picked whichever. And I survived. And for that I'm thankful to the good Lord. But what I'm saying is what these gentlemen have presented, what these ladies and gentlemen have presented is all good stuff. They are all they do the same kind of thing. And they're just saying that, there's not just one, there's not just two, I think there's three. And that's capitalism, I guess. But we need to make a distinction between if the court wants to do more than renew, if the court wants to hold off on renewing and look at other possibilities, that's one issue. As for the county employees, that's one issue, and all you have to do is do whatever you've done. In the past, you either renew or choose another insurance provider. We get insurance people coming in for our employees every single year. And so this is not unusual, it's just a little different type of service. We've had insurance presenters come in on health insurance and all this kind of stuff. So, but the bigger question being, if this massive plan were to be considered, then there must be a bidding process, because we're talking about expenditure of in excess of $20,000, which requires a bid. Now, I don't know what the city decided. I've heard rumors, and I don't like rumors, but Lord have mercy, I don't know how you can go through a day without hearing 300 of them. I've heard that the city said they couldn't do it. I've heard that the school board said they couldn't do it. So that contingency plan of if we get the county, if we get the city, if we get the board, if that is true, the rumors I heard, I don't know, then it's over anyway. That particular plan. Does that mean they couldn't submit another plan? Absolutely not. But all I'm saying is that the county wants to, if this board wants to, the government wants to move forward and attempt to have this service available to every person in Clay County as far as humanly possible, it would have to be in a bid process. After explaining that to Rebecca and Randy and Judge Asher came to the office and we talked about it and we researched it to make sure we were right. Mr. Harris was correct in everything he said at that meeting, by the way. And that Mr. Asher, Judge Asher has already got the bid written out ready for the newspaper. It's just a matter of whether or not we're going to take that additional step. So I hope that explains it as best you can. There's two things, you know, there's one smaller scale, which doesn't require a bidding process, but the larger thing obviously would, because you're talking about a huge expenditure. Now then, if there's additional monies that could not be, you know, we realized, in other words, that the other two parties mentioned in the meeting I missed, but were in the notes, being the city and the Board of Education, are not able, for whatever reason, to participate, then that bidding, that offer would have to obviously be revised, because that's not going to work. So I hope that clears it up, and I'll try to answer questions best I can as far as the legalities of it, but I don't, I don't think there's any rancor or anybody mad at anybody. I sure hope not. I think we're all, and I know that when I've spoken to the magistrates and the judge and my assistant and my paralegal, we all are looking out for the best interest of everyone concerned. The only thing we were looking at before this latest issue has evolved was the singular issue of insurance provided for county employees. And for that, again, that's a call by the court. It's a call that could be made without bids because it is under an expenditure of $20,000 for the entire year. So, and I'm sure that they all do good jobs because the mortality rate, if I read that material right, is very, very low. So you've got the good folks doing good work, and everybody's trying to present us with as much information as they can, so that we can, if the court wants to move forward with the bidding process, do it legally and professionally. That's the way I'm understanding it, and I hope that's correct. Now, if I've said anything out of line, I apologize. There are so many problems in this world, and there's so many problems that I've heard so many times in meetings like this that I don't have the answers for. I can only tell you how I deal with them, and probably most of you wouldn't like that. But that's just the way it is. Life's rough. And when I have problems or even anticipate problems, I take mine to the good Lord above. Amen. And that's just me. If you don't want to go that route, good luck. I can tell you that if anything, I am at peace, and I have peace that only God can give.
Amen.
There's not a judge, a court, a president, a governor, a lawyer, a doctor, or nothing can give me the peace I have by putting all my trust in the good Lord.
Amen. Amen.
I had to say that because that's just the way it is.
That's right.
Okay, I think we did this. The rumors that we said about the Clay County School Board and the Manchester, the city, neither one of them was wanting to take part in with the helping with going through with this. So neither one of those wanted to.
So they were. No rumors were accurate.
Yeah.
Well, we went ahead and we've met since then about that.
And then the next thing is, if you do a bid, you just have to run it 2 weeks newspaper.
Two consecutive weeks.
Two consecutive weeks in newspaper. So what's left of the court here, the magistrate, is if you want to do a bid system, we need to how you want to do that.
If I might,
yeah.
I hope I didn't lose my train of thought right there. I don't know if you could even vote on that today, I'm not sure. But, oh, I know what I was gonna say. I was just gonna commend both these companies, and I don't think we've heard from the third. If we have, I don't remember. But in any event, I want to thank both of them for the service that EVAC has provided and does provide. And I also want to thank these folks for the same thing, because they do the same thing. And I also want to thank, you know, the good Lord probably brought this issue up so we could all be better informed about how we could all be safer. Because I know I didn't think it up. So, you know, I look at everything as, let's find the good part in it and try to figure out what's best for everybody without hurting anybody else's feelings. There's no use
That's
to
right. Let's give
attack
both
people
companies a hand.
and, you know, jump on people. We're all in this together. I mean, you know, the Lord loves every one of you, whether you care about Him or not.
That's right.
And that's a wonderful thing. And we just need to, you know, calm down. And I guarantee you, it'll work itself out if you put your trust in the right place. But now if you don't, then I can't speak for that. I have no experience with that. Well, I do have a lot of experience with that. It's bad.
Right.
Bad experience. But when I decided to say, Lord, I'm yours, you work out all these problems, it's been wonderful.
Yeah.
But I think both of these, because now we have more information than we've ever had.
That's right.
And we're very informed. And if we need to continue the process to court for more information or further bidding opportunities, you know, that's fine. That's not a problem. This is not a life or death deal today, thank goodness, on this decision. So I hope I cleared that up, and thank you all for letting me take up your time.
Thank you. Can you comment?
Joe, me personally, I don't know how these other feel. I say we ought to bid it out, start taking bids on it, see how it comes out. We don't have to accept either one of the bids are too high.
That's true.
We can help the people of the county.
Well, that's the only thing I said.
That's my main event, is help the people of this county.
And if you want to bid it out, we just need to get that out and then run the ad in the paper. I think for 2 weeks, it has to be done. Our next court meeting is October 9th. And if that's too long, we can have a special meeting. We can, after the 2 weeks is up, go from there.
Yeah, we don't have to set neither one of them, or the third, or
Right.
both, or whoever.
Don't have to do anything. If it don't satisfy you, move on. So do we need to, I guess,
Make a motion on it. Is that right, Beverly? Just take bids on it.
if you want to take bids on it, you'd have to make a motion, and like I said, you gotta get time running in the paper.
Oh, no. No, you'd have to do that, you know, I mean, I don't think it's on the agenda, is it?
I don't know.
No.
We voted on that back earlier in the month to do the bids. We're supposed to open bids today.
Did Joe make your outlook?
They, with the bids, well, they didn't run, it was nothing that's run in the paper.
No.
So you have to have it for 2 weeks, you gotta have that thing run. So
We
that's
don't have
what,
no contracts or nothing. We're just talking about for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What this does basically, if you do this county site plan, membership county site plan, and we receive the bid, then what happens is, if we fly them, they will have no out-of-pocket expense, you know. But now, if we don't fly them, someone else does, yeah. So that's not putting nobody else out. It's just offering back. We are sitting here in Clay County, and it's offering the people of Clay County, you know, some assistance and some help. It's by no means putting everybody out of here. That's not the intent of a county site plan. The intent is to help the county residents of the county that you live in. That's what it's about. It's not to shut nobody out of business. If our chopper's gone and our methods is closer, or PHI is closer, or whomever, that's who's going to be called. So it has nothing to do with that. This just says if we fly that resident, they don't have to worry about it. We took care of it.
We did make a motion on it.
On to whether or not to, yeah. If you're gonna do the bids, yeah, you can make the motion on that. It has been brought up before, and we've heard from both sides now, and they can come forward to explain their bids if they want to on the day we accept the bids. But first we gotta write in the paper. But yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
In the meantime, I just like to ask all three helicopters that I've heard of so far, if they couldn't get together somehow and maybe say, well, we can do $120 if I get flew by Air Methods or the black and yellow helicopter or these guys. I mean, why can't they come to why can't these three groups come to a conclusion and say we'll do it for this much? You know what I mean? Because if I get flew out by this bunch and I'm a member of them, then I'm gonna be $0. But if I get flew out by them and I'm not a member, then I'm gonna be spending 30 or 40,000. You see what I'm saying? So why can't all three of these choppers come together? Why can't all of them come together and say, well, we'll do it for like $120 a year or something like that per individual? I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing a number. I think that'd be the simplest thing to do. I mean,
We'll have to ask Randy.
I'm just throwing something out there.
You can't do that. I mean, I don't know, they might come together and do that, but the court can't do that.
The court can't. The court can't do it. The helicopter.
I was just throwing it out there while I was sitting here, had it on my mind.
I was gonna say, if you wanna, like you said, if you wanna bid out, you got, well, probably get in the paper tomorrow and come out on Thursday, which would be 18th. Next week would be the 25th. And after that, then, you know, you could tell them, you know, you can do it next court meeting if that's what you want to do. But you'll have the 2nd and the 3rd there, so. Comment from anybody else?
I make a motion to send the bid. I mean, bring the paper.
Okay. I'll second. Motion second. And do we want to,
We don't have to set the bid if we're too high, do we?
can we do the bid at our next meeting? Is that all right? Is that too late?
October 9th, fine with you all?
That'll be all right.
Is that all right? Our
We
man,
need to hurry this by the end of the month.
The end of the month?
We probably need to go into a special meeting, because I don't know exactly what, actually, how far in that first month is gonna be. I've got to extend it throughout this month.
We could approve this right here, the court, and then what's on this agenda, and then we could amend it. If you all get it, and if you don't, that'll be right, don't it?
I looked at it, I think it's like, if you run it this Wednesday and next Wednesday, you could have a special meeting that Friday to open the bids.
what date would that be? Jim?
That'd be on the 26th.
26th on Friday. I was gonna say, it's
We're
just
still gonna check,
29th,
because
but
we're by the end of the month.
26th or 29th, one of the other.
Which one would be better for you, Rebecca? 26 or 29?
29th's on Monday, so.
September. 29.
29. 29th, all right, yeah.
Good, mate.
What time is it? 3?
Let's just go 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
That's all right. That's just the reason I don't look at that and see what day, okay? Got a motion, a second? Any other? Okay.
Johnny Johnson?
Yes.
Harrison Kington?
Yes.
Travis Hoskins?
Yes.
Sonny Gay?
Yes.
Randall Wagers?
Yeah.
Joe Asher?
Yeah. Okay. Now, first, item A.